What's up, everybody? Good morning. I hope you all had better luck than me. I'm pretty sure most of you did. This banner was just terrible for me. Okay, we'll go over that. But I did want to put something out about this guy, this new character. Let's take a look at our gotcha screen over here. You guys will see just how bad it was for me. Let's see, I am on lap 3 over here, and I'm just going to hold off because for me, having pretty much damn near a full farming party, this isn't that important. He is a very cool looking character though, and I dig him, so I'll still be trying to pull him, and then we will do a full review, but it's probably going to take me a few days because for me, Ray's banner is still more important. Like, if I didn't have a farming character right now, then, you know, it'd be a different story. But I do have 2 farmers, so this banner right here is just way more important for me for the simple fact that I can still pull a UR arc off of here. Oh, we started with a yellow. Right, so I can still pull a green off of here, which is make my effing life right now for all the bad luck I've had. And, you know, it's not going to happen right now because we just went with yellow, but I don't know. Is this thing primed? Can we get another good one in there? Can we get all of Kyle's friends? Can we get another yellow? Oh. No, no, we're back to the bottom of the barrel. No friends, starting with a blue. Talk about a bad day. So this is what your boy's been doing. I've still been concentrating on this banner for the simple fact that I can get that green arc if I'm super lucky. Which no friends today. We're just gonna stop right here. Let's see. But this character definitely does look cool. I did get a chance to actually run him around. I would do my daily if I could do it right now. So the other big thing for me is actually earning enough of the Hero Metal 3s. Where is this thing? Hero Metal 3s. Your boy's at 404. Okay, I do want to get to 500. I do. Let's see, I can't even pull the character off of here because Balin actually dropped for me along the way as an off banner. So I'm going to at least get the UR arc out of here with pity. Then I'm going to stop pulling on this banner. Then I will switch back over to Ninja Boy. We might as well go over his cursed training. What is this? Oh, his credential trading space. He had 2 weapons in here. Well, a weapon and a mask. I did grab those up. The mask actually helps him farm. Oh, look at that. And I even used up all my single tickets. I got all those already. So it has been effing brutal. I'm just being honest with you guys. It's been pretty brutal over here this fine morning. So actually, let's look at his items real quick. I think we can at least bring that up because his items are pretty nar-nar. And I would think off the top of my head, just off the top of my head, that if you're going to use this guy to clear content, what is this? Yeah, this is his sword right here. This is his sword. If you're going to use this guy to clear content, you're probably going to want his weapon, right? Because it's 176 attack in one hand. Shinobi only. When physically attacking, 10% chance to drain enemies' hit points and deal 1.5 times extra damage. I dig the whole vampire thing. This is going to help homeboy stay alive, and this whole 1.5 extra damage, that's cool. This guy also comes with, I believe, we'll actually look at him. We might as well just look at him. He does come with a bunch of impact. So, you know, this extra 1.5 times damage thing will stack up with your impact. You'll see it in between your impacts. I mean, he ends up doing pretty good, stable damage, right? His accessory is what is really important as far as being a farmer goes. Where is this thing? Because we just have too many good accessories at this point. Here it is, this gnarly ass looking mask. This is an accessory. It's giving defense and it's giving mind. Shinobi only, battle start, auto cast, haste. So this gives him haste as well. Obviously that's not in his kit. Well, maybe no, it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, it's probably not in his kit, so they put it on his item. Small boost to chance to get items. So since he has multiple chances to get items, he can get items from backstabbing, he can get items from critting, I believe, and he can get items for killing somebody. This is technically going to improve your chance all around because it's small chance to get items. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me, but this is an amazing farming item. Notice how it does not give him any offensive stats. There's no strength on this. It's only defense and mind. Just kind of goes along with what I've been saying the whole time. You really don't need to add strength to farm. So this was obviously the first. The elite mask was the first thing that I got for him. And then I got the sword because I had enough points. And I was like, well, just in case that I do get him, I'll have this awesome sword for him. Just in case I want to run him around and clear some content. He can get some lifesteal with that sword. Alright, so those are his two items. I would go for the mask first. You know, if you're going to be using him as a farmer, I guess, you know, if you really don't care about farming, if you just want to run this guy like the, you know, the ninja badass that he is, then maybe you don't even care about the mat. Well, it does auto cast haste for him. So you're obviously going to have to put something on him that's better than that. But, you know, I think we have ability, like the Halloween ability. It might be 9SC or something, but it auto casts haste for you when the battle starts, and it gives you brave and I believe a few others. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're going to skimp out on his mask, you're going to be skimping out on a haste ability for him. And that is also going to help him farm because it's going to help him charge up his skills. If you want to actually use his skills to farm instead of just basic attacks. So let's actually just take a look at the Bad Mama Jamma. I wish I could run him for you guys. I did run him a little bit just for this, you know, just through this event, just for the sake of seeing how he runs. You know, when you're first starting out, he's just destroying everything in one hit anyway, so you really don't get a chance. So I'm gonna hold off on judgment as far as actually running him. But here he is, all badass, looks cool, definitely. He's got good resistances. He's a little bit weak to light. Strength 1086. Cool. That's great for farming, right? Like, it's a lot better than 1400 for farming. 4140 hit points, 194 MP, defense 874, 711, and mind 865. Well, all in all, not bad, right? I'm looking at this guy strictly as a farmer. Let's see. He gets Shiranu. Okay. Dark combo attack in a medium area. Chance to reduce enemies' defense. Okay. Then the S2 is Dark Oricho. Dark Oricho. Instantly close the gap for a medium area dark attack. Anything that says instantly close the gap is good for a farmer, because then that means you can get to those effing pokies before they can throw their AoE spells. Like, a lot of times you only got one second to get up in their grill, throw them up in the air, do something so that they can't cast 58 times lightning on your head. So that's cool. Anything that, you know, closes the distance. Some of my favorite things about Zox is when there's 12 pokies lining up with thunderbolts, Zox can cut across the screen and throw them up in the air before they can cast that shit. And even if you could only get to half of them, that means you're only taking half the lightning bolts, and you actually have a chance to break through from that, get away from the lightning, and pick some of them off at a time. So then we have Yami Shingour. Yami Shingour! I'm pretty sure that's how it would actually be said. This is a long-range dark combo attack in a medium area. Okay. And then his S4, his special, is a powerful dark combo attack to an enemy. Hyaki Yagyo! That sounds about right, yeah. Hyaki Yagyo. So, I'm sure that looks pretty cool. I haven't got a chance to use his S4 to actually see it in action, but it would be cool. So, we get to his traits. These are important, especially for a farmer. Treasure Bind. Chance for item after extra attacks from physical attack. Let's just break that down. So chance for item after extra attacks from physical attacks. Remember how his sword gives him that extra chance to do 1.5 damage? So apparently that can, from reading this, apparently that sword can actually increase your chance of getting an item, because this says chance for item after extra attacks from physical attack, and that is giving you an extra attack from your physical attack. It's giving you a chance to proc an extra attack that does 1.5 times your damage. So I guess in all technicality, if this is reading correct, then his sword also helps him to be able to farm, right? I guess the only downside is that thing has 176 attack. Let's see. Well, let me just mull this over. Chance for item after dealing extra attacks for physical attacks / specials or defeating enemies. Okay, so extra attacks from physical attacks / specials or just defeating. So his special can proc an item, I guess. Now, to me, that must mean off of the crit, right? Off of the crit damage that you're doing with your special or something like that. Because it's not just going to give you an extra item for casting your special. And this is also a chance. So are they saying that just by throwing your S4 you have a chance of stealing an item right there? That's pretty cool. It does say defeating an enemy. That makes sense. When you defeat an enemy, you have a chance at an extra item. So I still a little confused about this whole special thing, but this appears to be a lot better than what the other rogues got going on. Like, pretty much his steal ability is pretty much the other two rogues sandwiched together, right? This guy gets to steal, he gets to come up with an extra item off of extra hits, off of criticals, and off of actually killing the enemy. So this is the guy that you're going to want to get the killing blow. If you're running him and Robin and Zox together, you're going to want everyone to run around and do damage and try to proc their crits and get backstab, and then you're going to want Zox to do some aerial attacks and try to get extort to proc, or wait, yeah, trick wrist, right? And then you want this guy to actually finish everybody off, right? Because like the first Robin that was ever introduced to this game, he has a chance of getting an item off of the actual kill. So this is going to be the guy that you want to finish everybody on the map after you've had a chance to just run around and proc some of your abilities off of your other two. Again, this is just if you're running all three of them together, like I would be doing if this all panned out for me. So if you're just running him, it's a straightforward shot. Kill everybody. Same farming rules still apply though. The lower your attack is, the more hits you can get in. You know, the more chances of you stealing items. You're also going to get a chance when you kill them. So that's pretty cool. We have Shadow Clone Jitsu over here for another trait. Chance to avoid physical attacks. Skills, specials have a chance to deal extra dark damage. Okay, so where it says right here, skills / specials have a chance to do extra dark damage, I'm assuming that that extra dark damage is probably what Treasure Bind is talking about when it says from extra attacks from physical attacks. So I can kind of see Shadow Clone is going to let you get some extra attacks here and there, and Treasure Bind is going to give you a chance to steal something off of those attacks. If all of this scales together, the way that it kind of looks that it does, off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say that this guy looks like he actually does have a lot higher of a chance to steal an item from an enemy. Now, when I say a lot higher, okay, it could be the difference between like a 1.3% and like a 2.1%. You know, that's still a lot higher. It's still going to be a very low amount, though, in the grand scheme of things, right? Things just aren't going to drop for every hit that he does. Or, I mean, it would just break the game. But from what I can tell, he is definitely the better farmer. He should be. Or else why would they even come out with him, right? I mean, if you're just going to downgrade us, why would we even pull for this character? So it does look like he's got it going on in the traits department. As far as farming goes, he definitely looks cool. Well, let's actually take a look at his skills. So we got Advanced Aim Vitals, Illusion, Auto Speed. Okay, so he has Auto Haste. Continuous Haste Effect boosts SCT. So then I guess you wouldn't really need the haste off of the helmet. Yeah, he has Auto Haste. Continuous Haste Effect. Alright, Patience, Flying Shadow, Dark Drive, Dark Physical Attack, and Special Power, 10%. I like how that actually helps a special too. Dark Attack Rise, Dark Attack Damage 20%. Okay, Surprise Attack, Reverse Cross, Physical Attacks from Behind, Crit Rate plus 5%, and Crit Power plus 50%. Zox has this as well. I was just looking at it. Reverse Cross. It is nice though that you could take this off of Zox if you want, so he's not destroying everything. But for this guy, you are going to want to rock this, right? Because this is increasing his crit. Okay, so you know, he does have a chance to steal things off of crit. So it's going to become like a balancing game with this character. You know, how much crit can you put on him before it feasibly starts working against you, right? Because you want him to get crits, but you still want the damage to be low, so you have a lot of chances to actually proc your item. So again, I think it's going to be kind of like a balancing act with this character, especially if you're just going to want to run solo. If you're going to want to run just him and make sure he gets all the hits, all the kills, you know, he has a lot of good stuff in here for that. Blessed Speed is going to help. Godstep Jutsu. Boost movement speed. This guy having a super high movement speed is going to help. You know, and being able to cut distance to get to those damn pokies before they can throw lightning. So speed helps him run around. It does help for farming. He's got Armor Piercer. When physically attacking, chance enemies defense minus 30%. And deal damage. My only question is, where it says and deal damage, does he get a chance to proc an item off of that, right? Because if that's the case, then yes, leave this on. But if that's not the case, maybe I would turn Armor Piercer off, because when you give your opponent minus 30% defense, you kill them faster and you get less hits on them. So it's one of these things where, like, it says and deal damage, so you know, if you read his talent, it says anytime you're dealing extra physical or extra damage off of a physical attack, this might apply. I'm not sure. And I'm just being honest with you guys, since I don't actually have him to run and test these things out, which kind of sucks, because you really want that from a farmer unit. There's a lot to test out. There's a lot to run, and I just can't do that yet. So we're at the impacts. He gets double impact, he gets triple impact. These are not cheap abilities. He's just going to impact the shit out of everything. Again, these are very easy to take off. I don't run any impact at all on any of my farming builds. But then again, this is regular attacks deal additional damage. Can he steal an item off of that additional damage? Well, the one talent kind of looks like it says that. So him having impact, according to that talent, unless I'm interpreting it wrong, him having impact will actually give him a chance to steal an item off of that impact damage. So that's very interesting, and that's probably why he has double impact and triple impact. So Every hit is going to just be a bunch of little chances to steal an item. Cool. We have quick trigger to feed the kit. Very nice. We have decoy. We absolutely love decoy for solo farming runs because, I mean, if the shit hits the fan, you know, you at least get to come back once and try to throw some skills, try to throw your luck, right? We have Death God in here. Physical attacks have a chance to deal instant death. Does not apply to bosses or arena. You know, can anybody leave me a comment and let me know exactly where you're actually using Death God? Maybe in Tower or something where there's some just very nasty mobs that you just don't want to spend 5 minutes dealing with. Death God will help you pick some of those off, but that's really the only real thing that I can see Death God being used for. Now again, this guy does get a chance to proc an item if you kill somebody. So Death God gives him a chance to proc an item, but in my personal opinion, if you kill somebody in one hit with Death God, and you have only one chance of getting an item from them, that's not as good as leaving that enemy alive and beating the crap out of him and getting 20-30 hits on him, proccing crits, getting chances to steal an item off of the crits, maybe get some backstabs on him, get a chance to get some items off the backstab, and obviously this impact thing, and get chances to get items off of impact. I think you're still better off probably taking Death God off. We have Sct Thief. This is really cool. When dealing a physical critical attack, chance to lower enemies' SCT and restore your SCT. That is just awesome. That is like a vampire SCT ability, and that can be very useful for arena because you can cut the distance between you and the enemies, and if Sct Thief procs, you're going to be taking directly away from your opponent's SCT, and you're going to be adding to your own kit and feeding yourself. And man, it feels so much better to be fed when others are hungry, right? Especially in arena. You can quote me on that. Shadow Jutsu. When physically rear attacking, enemies more likely to faint and break 100%. So this is giving him a huge leg up when backstabbing. Yeah, when physically rear attacking, enemies more likely to faint. Fainting is always good. The break plus 100. This is great because you have a chance to feint enemies, making them easier to farm. The break is also great because it's not going to affect mobs. It's not going to affect farming for the most part until you get to the boss at the very end. You know, and if you have to break that guy to kill him, yeah, chances are you're going to extort or steal an item along the way anyway. And then we have Shadow Jutsu Ultimate. Chance for frontal attacks to become rear attacks. Right, okay, so just like Zox. And chance for physical rear attacks to instantly kill. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. We really got to think about this one. Chance for frontal attacks to become rear attacks. Great. That's fine. That helps you farm. But chance for physical rear attacks to instantly kill. Excludes bosses and arena. Again, one of these things that could be useful for Tower. You know, honestly, it's one of these things where I'd have to run this thing and actually see the probability of it, see if it's worth it. Off the top of my head, for farming, I would have to turn Shadow Jutsu off. You know, chance for physical rear attacks to instantly kill. You know, I wish I knew what the chance was. He does have a lot of cool and interesting stuff to work here with. I don't know why we're giving him the Shadow Jutsu and Death God together. I get it, maybe running for Tower and just taking out nasty mobs without actually having to work through them. So it's one of these things where, like, they gave him Death God. You know, if you're gonna do something like that, at least double down on it. So if somebody does end up trying to use that strategy, trying to use an ability like that where you're insta-killing people, you know, at least that way you got more than a 0.01% chance to actually do it. So, you know, I guess, you know, if you're going to have a Death God ability on a character, he might as well have another ability to actually power Death God up or increase the likelihood of it happening, or, you know, just another clone of that ability in case you're actually going to try to use Death God for anything. I would have to say that this would be the guy that you would go to, right? So, that's interesting. This guy is good for Death God builds. Now, why you would use a Death God build? Again, off just the top of my head, probably Tower, right? So that's cool. You can use this guy to farm. You can use him to advance through Tower. Maybe cheese some stuff with that Death God. So all in all, though, pretty Narnar. He's got the decoy going on. He's got a ton of stuff. Now that I actually look at it and I kind of understand why they put impact in here, especially if that increases his chance of getting an item. Is it worth it, right? Is it worth it proportionate to the amount of damage that you're doing and how fast you're killing an enemy with impact and triple impact? You know, that is something that I'd have to look into, and I'd actually have to run this guy, because who knows, it might be just worth it to take impact and triple impact off if it's barely giving him a chance to extort, or barely helping him extort an item, but it's killing the enemies 3 times quicker. You know, you might be better off just taking impact off and just doing your basic attacks. It might take you a little bit longer, but that's what farming's all about, and just trying to push it to the limit and get 31 drops off of running one of these ability gates. Yeah, you might have to take your time and sit there and auto attack, but it's going to save you resources, and that is what it's all about. So he looks pretty Narnar, very interesting. He's got the whole Death God thing going on if you want to do something with that. Attack's not too high. From my understanding, he is a great breaker. And the arc on his banner is this thing, right? What is this thing called? Doomdozer. Okay. Alright, there is a big ass hammer. Okay, I guess this is Shinobi right here standing in front of this dude with his hammer. So the arc attribute is physical attack damage plus 10%. Physical attack damage to bosses plus 10%. When physically attacking from behind, break value plus 50%. That's really good for him or Zox. In break, deal an additional attack after specials. Okay, that's cool. And that helps you deal with somebody that's broken, and this is going to help you break them, and it's going to give you, you know, extra 10% damage to just anything, and it's going to give you an extra 10% damage to bosses. So all in all, that's pretty Narnar. If we actually look at the abilities, Ardor, Reject, we know all that hammer boost. When a hammer is equipped, physical attack plus 7% and strength plus 5. We have high counter. Counter power increases. We have two-handed hammer. Here's the thing. I actually thought about putting a hammer on Ray because we have a thunder hammer that is so easy to get, right? Mjolnir. I even remember the damn thing's name. It sounds like Thor's hammer. I think it is Mjolnir. It's got a decent attack on it. It's been here since launch because you can get it off of an SR arc. So I did manage to get it a while ago. I mean, Ray would look pretty badass swinging a freaking giant hammer around that does lightning damage, and I forget exactly what it does, but it's some pretty nifty stuff, right? So, you know, if you could pull this arc and if you got Ray, you might be able to throw a badass hammer on him that has, you know, decent stats and adds to thunder damage and thunder crit, right? And then you could also give him two-handed hammer off of this. When equipped with a single hammer, physical attack damage plus 20%, crit rate plus 10%. Damn, actually. And physical damage cap 2,000. This might actually be good for Dark Robin, because there is a hammer that gives you 5% to your crit, and it has a low attack. It's only got 50 attack, and I think it gives you 5% to your crit. So if you equip two-handed hammer with that thing, this would give you your crit rate plus 10%. He would have 15% crit with that hammer in his hand, and he would only get 50 attack from that hammer. Your physical attack damage plus 20%, you'd have to kind of work around that. Your physical damage cap really wouldn't matter because we're talking about for farming. But hey, if I had this thing, I would definitely put it on Robin and kind of give it a go with that hammer. Let's see, does hammer boost when a hammer is equipped physical attack? Okay, so hammer boost isn't actually giving you any more crit to a hammer. There's another hammer too that you guys were talking about that has like 10% crit on that. So if you give Robin that hammer and you got 10% off of that, and you give him two-handed hammer, you're going to get a 20% to your crit just off of this two-handed hammer ability and having that hammer in your hand. It's going to cost you 12 SC, but a 20% crit, that is pretty nar, just right off rip without putting... there is an arc that does give you an extra like 5% to your crit if you're equipped with a hammer, I believe. I believe it's one of the SR arcs. So it'd be pretty easy just to get like a nice 25% with a hammer that has like 50 to 100 attack. So that's pretty cool as far as farming goes. I think this is useful. Or there's obviously just the giant hammer troll killer build that you can do with this, where it's going to empower a big gnarly ass hammer that you got. And remember, with two-handed hammer, it says when equipped with a single hammer, you're not actually using both of your hands. You can still put on obviously a piece of armor, as opposed to actually using both of your hands, both of your slots to do dual wield or something like that. So there's always that bonus. If you're just equipping one hammer and you got two-handed hammer going on, you're obviously going to be wearing armor, and that helps any farmer, in my opinion. So that's cool. They could have made this two-handed hammer thing actually take up both of your hand slots, or your hand slot and your armor slot, kind of like dual wield does, but I'm glad they didn't. And we got giant killing. Skills and special damage to bosses plus 20%. That is pretty damn awesome right there. I do like giant killing. This doesn't matter if you have a hammer or not. This is important because it's skills and special plus 20%. So that's a ton. Yes, in my opinion, yes, this is worth the 9 SC to bring to any damn boss fight. Skills and specials, that's what gets the job done, and getting 20% to both of those is just fucking spiffy to say the least. If we look at the Arc Ether reward, we have the Zervega Sledge, and this thing is just a monster. It's going to give you 200 strength, no attribute. At the battle start, intelligence and mind minus 10%, and added to your strength. That is effing awesome. Okay, because in a way now this hammer scales, right? You put it on a character that has a super high intelligence or mind, it's going to add a value proportionate to that to your attack. So pretty cool. It's obviously going to have a strength value of over 200 when you add in its special ability. Very straightforward, very nar. Yeah, it's just a solid hammer. All right, this arc does not have any skills. But all in all, I wouldn't mind getting this thing along the way. It's some interesting stuff, some different builds you could do with Robin, with hammers. I'm sure hammer equipped only costs 2 SC. Right, and while we're talking about the arcs, I'll share a bit of good news with you guys today. The only good thing that came off of any of this, me doing any of these pulls, is I did manage to pull Rebel Dragons. And then I even got a dupe of it. Oh man, it was raining new stuff over and over again. Dupes of new things. So this is awesome because critical damage plus 21. And then when a spear is equipped, magical critical effect at battle start, no time limit. So yes, this is, going to really help a spear user out, but anybody can just use this for the crit damage plus 21. All right, even if you're not equipping a spear, and obviously to get everything else you do have to have a spear equipped. And look at that, it's given us a gnarly ass spear that has thunder attribute, SCT speed plus 10% when physically attacking an airborne enemy, crit plus 10%. And because it's thunder, this might not even be that bad on rate. Yeah, granted, I'd have to spend 2 SC to give him equip spear, but I was going to spend 2 SC to give him equip machine anyway. So I don't know. I got this thing at 5%. First try, no warm up. And it is pretty gnarly physically. And Ray does throw people up in the air, right? And crit plus 10%, that's very nice. And this thing gives hit points and it gives the strength. And it's going to give some defense too. That's a pretty gnarly ass spear right there, okay? But my favorite thing about this arc and why I was excited about it is just because of the skills that it teaches. Pose of Glory, Skill Charge 1, which is, you know, I have dupes of that. I have Skill Charge 1 already on some other arc. Ultimate Boost. Ultimate Boost. This is what I wanted. It's simple. It's only 3 SC, but your specials now do 20% more. For Loga, this is just like a damn must because his S4 is so easy to proc. You can proc his S4 every 20 seconds. It's a very powerful ability with a great break on it. Why not have 20% more power to that S4 that you're dropping all the time anyway? I mean, this is just going to help anybody who absolutely loves dropping their S4, and we have quite a few characters out that like to do that at this point. And for only 3 SC, I don't think you can go wrong. We got Break Boost, which, I mean, hell, that really helps. Break Boost is just great for taking out bosses. I already have Break Boost on something else. Not really too worried about it. We have the two-handed spear method. When equipped with a single spear, physical attack damage plus 20%, crit rate plus 10%, and physical damage cap 2000. Again, I'm going to have to look and see what spears we have that have like a low attack and that have some crit added to them, because, hey, I mean, I could just farm with Robin with a spear build. It's not really going to matter. It's going to cost me 2 SC to equip a spear. It's all about getting that crit, and this is giving crit rate plus 10%. So if I could find a spear with a super low attack that has 10% on it, crit already, and give him two-handed spear, you'd be getting 20% crit with a spear. You'd also be getting a little bit extra damage, and your damage cap would go up, but I don't really care about that for farming. And finally, Skylord, which is 5 SC. The higher the enemy is in the air, the more damage physical attacks can do, up to 50%. The reason I'm excited about this is because of Bad Boy Shin. Now, he'd be throwing fools way up into the air, doing a ton of damage to them, and really, this ability is only 5 SC. You know, I really think you can do something with that, because even Ray is throwing people up into the air with his S2. But again, this is the higher the enemy is in the air, the more damage. Shin is throwing people up in the air about as high as you can go. I don't know. You guys feel free to leave me a comment on that, but I think because this is only 5 SC, this can be applied all over the place. I'm going to have to run it and see how big of a difference it actually makes and exactly how high you have to, you know, get your enemy up there. But for certain characters, for 5 SC, this is going to make a huge difference. All right, this is going to make a huge difference, especially against nasty mobs. You know, it's kind of hard to find bosses that you can throw up into the air. But for really bad mobs, this could be something great. And again, it's only 5 SC. So that's really why I was excited about this arc. I think I said something about it when this arc dropped. I forget exactly whose banner this was on. But I've always wanted this arc just because of the ultimate boost. So I'm going to go teach that to Ray and to some others. And I wish you all an awesome day. I hope you guys get this new rogue. I hope you get this new character. Or I hope you get that UR arc. And I hope you had better luck than me, at least this time around. Because next time, I'm going to want all my luck back. So comments are always open. Feel free to let me know what's on your mind today. And as always, have a good day, everybody.